Welcome to the Coach Toolbox. I'm your host, Dr. Ajay Nangalia, a leadership coach and counselor. This channel supports your professional and personal development as a leader with research-based and practice-focused learning. And we bring you the best career and life advice from guests who've been there and done that successfully. And now, our session today. Thank you for joining me on this conversation on developing a hobby. Now, I understand that as a busy executive who's attending teleconferences, meetings, webinars, and so many things, you're just completely overwhelmed by attending stuff on your internet from early morning to late evenings and then trying to manage family and personal chores. What you probably need most at this point in time is more time. You're so overwhelmed and pressured between work and home, so stressed and possibly feeling so stuck that it's hard for you to even wait for a couple of minutes to listen to this important idea that I have to share. And the idea is that one way to find more time and balance and energy and feel less stuck is to consciously and actively develop and pursue a hobby or hobbies. Yeah, you got that right. You heard it right. Just when you think that you have no time for even one more extra task, I'm asking you to consider making time to spend on developing or pursuing a hobby. And I don't say this lightly. Tremendous amount of latest research points to the benefits that busy professionals in highly competitive industries, the benefits they find by integrating time and space for a hobby or hobbies in their life. The benefits are tremendous. So summarizing and distilling some of the research data, the benefits of pursuing a hobby include reduction of stress, developing a feeling of being in control of work and of work-life balance, and fostering creativity and innovation at work. And in addition, at a physical level, hobbies are shown to reduce blood pressure, increase satisfaction with life and work, and create a sense of belonging. So you see, it makes sense to create time for a hobby. But how do you do this? How does one start? This is what we're going to talk about now. And the starting point is I'd like to encourage you to appreciate that the research benefits of developing a hobby are there, right? It's not something that I'm making up. So once you appreciate that you can get some of the things that you want for yourself by developing a hobby, the next step then is to set an intent for yourself to avail of these benefits. So appreciate the research benefits. If you want, do some of your own research and then set an intent for yourself to avail these benefits for yourself. You see, spending time on a hobby is not a zero-sum game. That is, if you spend time on a hobby, you will reduce your effectiveness at work. Research says that the opposite is true. The fresh mindset that you bring after indulging in your hobby boosts creative problem solving and gives space for innovation. So you need to set time aside for your hobby. It may not be every day, but sometime during the week or month, you need to keep it apart for the hobby. You need to set it apart. And the great news is that for hobbies such as trekking or planning a scuba dive, while the activity itself may happen once or twice a quarter, the time spent researching and planning the event also gives you a dopamine rush. Some hobbies such as group exercise classes, Zumba or yoga or sports can be scheduled regularly during the week or month. Some hobbies such as painting, photography, reading, or learning a new language tend to be solo activities and can be done based on the flexibility of your schedule. I know a few folks who learn a new language or some other skills by listening to classes on their way to work or during morning walks. One way for you to explore what might work for you is to decide to take the next few weeks and join as many classes or workshops around various activities and hobbies that you can explore so that you figure out what catches your interest. Hobbies that include physical exercise such as CrossFit or preparing for a marathon or jumping rope or swimming have great advantage of improving your fitness levels, and they release the feel-good hormones and dissipate the hormones that cause stress. Exercise also boosts your brain function, hence setting you up for creative thinking and innovative problem solving in ways that are much more effective than just spending more time thinking about the problem from within the same mental frame. Taking the time to spend on your hobby gives you a way to break out of the stuckness of daily routine and the monotony of work and life. So start by either reviving an old hobby or experimenting with some new ones. The following examples should give you some starting point ideas. Physical hobbies such as Zumba, exercise, group exercise, I have mentioned some of these earlier, have tremendous health benefits such as lowering blood pressure, losing weight, building muscle, and increasing energy overall. Hobbies such as gardening or arts and crafts, cooking, baking, photography, playing music decrease stress and relax the mind. In addition, they give you a sense of accomplishment as you become better at that hobby. All these activities contribute towards increasing mental wellness and decreasing the risk of depression. And if you're a social person, then look for hobbies that give you an opportunity to get out into different groups such as group exercise or playing games, sports, and joining special interest groups. Hobbies that also have added value for people include writing, blogging, vlogging, traveling, yoga, meditation. All these ideas have a self-improvement element and a creative element. So these ideas should give you some points to start. More importantly, developing a hobby is important for your career and career growth because data from hiring, especially at mid and senior levels of management, points to the importance of having interests outside of work that one is passionate about. And this helps you differentiate yourself from other candidates. It's also an indicator to the hiring leaders about who you are as a person and how you are able to manage your life amidst its pressures. Needless to state, you have to be genuine about your hobby and not fudge the data. So how do you select a hobby or decide where to start? Now, if you don't have something that you enjoy doing at this point of time or would like to start your search for a new hobby, then this self-reflection will help you. Here are some questions that you can think about. Are you looking for something that you can do so that it's a social activity, or are you looking for a solo pastime? For example, taking up Zumba or salsa is more social than photography. Is there a new skill or knowledge base that you'd like to develop? For example, does learning a new language excite you, or learning how to cook or bake or anything similar? Would you like your hobby to give you an opportunity to get physical exercise and get outdoors? Examples could be trekking or scuba diving or doing CrossFit. It's also important to factor in the amount of time and money that you can invest. And more importantly, to be sensitive about how your hobby aligns and honors your values. For example, you may want adventure and physical activity, yet you want to spend your limited time over the weekend with family. So a hobby such as biking might eat up your entire weekend away from your family. Therefore, you end up honoring one value and dishonoring another one. Hence, you need to find something that honors both, perhaps traveling with your family, or then scheduling the hobby so that there is space for both yourself and your family. And there's no harm in developing a set of hobbies that meet various needs. For example, one can do group exercise classes such as Zumba that are high energy, or yoga that is group, or it can also be practiced solo, or something like scuba which combines a bit of both. While some hobbies can make money for you or have the potential to do so, be clear if you're developing this interest as a way to make additional money now or in the future. Be alert if your motivation for developing the hobby erodes some of the benefits that the activity provides as long as it stays a hobby. So think about these things. My own experiments with discovering and pursuing some hobbies for myself have helped me understand my own strengths and areas of development. It's important to not make this yet another goal that you're supposed to achieve or strive for, but more of playful experiments that help you discover yourself. Be absolutely okay with some hobbies not really taking off in the way you expected them to. It's an opportunity for you to learn about yourself and also about what the hobby entails. For example, I started off trying to learn a new language, but found that it has gone onto the back burner for now. I was really passionate about group exercise, but because of COVID, well, that's not an option anymore, or at least as of now. So I'm experimenting to learn to jump rope or do bodyweight exercises. And while I eagerly wait for the day scuba opens up again, I have podcasting as a hobby that really gives me great energy and great joy, and it keeps me going. So I encourage you to find time to experiment and develop your own spectrum of hobbies and activities that can give you the benefits that we've spoken about. Good luck. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please connect with us on coachtoolbox@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and review this channel. Details of our ICF-approved coach training programs and our services as executive coaches and coaching supervisors are on www.globalcoachtrust.org. See you in our next session.